if you're listening to this, you may already know that I already explained in the previous 2 episodes of my Kakinada show that I had explained about how China is doing and why this is happening at the first place. And why actually China is making these territorial disputes at all. If China doesn't come and make these disputes, we may would have been peaceful. So yeah, the answer lies in the question. And if you want to know more, please listen to the previous 2 episodes of this show. So yeah, you may know that what happened, and you may know that really what had made this. So really, I made the previous 2 episodes. So you can check it out on my channel, or if you're listening this on YouTube, you can go and search it. So now, yeah, and I will be giving the links of the both in the description. I'll try my best, but I can't make sure. So now continuing on to this episode, but before going on to the episode, I want to make sure one thing, that if you have listened to my podcast regularly before I even started on this Chinese apps thing, I made an episode about Taiwan and China, and then I explained how cruel China is. And somewhere in these 40 episodes or 50 episodes I made, one time I claimed that Me Community app is using unexplained data updates to the server based in Shenzhen or in Shanghai. So I got the doubt, and I expressed that doubt in one of the podcasts and asked you, why do you think? But now I already said that it may be a update of our personal data to Chinese government, which is a incursion of my privacy and my data user privacy. So I really thought of asking Xiaomi about this, but I thought, let it be. What will happen? It may be something really important for the phone's firmware or something for the phone software. But now when I saw the blacklist, or the list of malicious China apps released by the Indian spy agency or Indian intelligence, I was unsurprised when I saw Me Community and Me App Store over there. And then I got the clear picture. Yeah, why they won't have that? They will. And then I understood this data, or these untold data updates to the servers, are actually our private user data. So if you think that our data must not be leaked by Xiaomi, and if you are a Xiaomi user, Xiaomi includes Redmi. So if you are any user of a Chinese smartphone company who think that our privacy comes first, please share this episode, that anyone could listen to this and know that why this had not been said before. So now, before just jumping on to today's episode, I want to ask one thing to the Indian Intelligence Service, or the RAW, or whatever it is. The 2 questions. First thing is that, did you really know it beforehand? And the second one is that, if you really know it beforehand, then why didn't you inform it to the government? I thought of, really, why haven't you said to the government? And so, okay, think that you don't know. You have discovered it recently. Then, these are open threads from, this is happening almost from 5-6 years. Then, one of the best spy agencies, one of the best intelligence agencies in the world, RAW, or the Indian intelligence, is known for its efficiency in recognizing the culprits of the Bombay bomb attacks. Then why you haven't known this? Is your efficiency had been affected by corruption, or is there anything else that you won't share? I want to ask Indian intelligence agencies the question. And so let us, without any ado, jump into this episode. So, as I already explained in the past 2 episodes about China, that I explained that how is China wants to exploit the world, and how do China really exploit the world for the sake of making citizens happy. So, China has a huge population. So it must also meet the wishes of the population to be in power. But because it's a civilian war or a civilian protest against government, or a civilian revolution against government will make the Communist Party weak, and it may even fall as the Soviet Union had fallen. And the CCP doesn't want that. Yeah, so I explained the whole scenario over in the past 2 episodes. You can search it over there, you can listen it, or on anywhere you can. So for now, I'll be continuing with this episode. So, that China has issues with Australia, Japan, South Korea. Okay, leave South Korea alone. So, Australia, Japan, Taiwan, Kazakhstan, Turkmenistan, Afghanistan. Yeah, you're right, Afghanistan, man. Pakistan. Yeah, though Pakistan had listened to China and given some territory of Pakistan occupied Kashmir to China, but that is due to sheer pressure. But now, China has disputes with almost every other country it borders, including maritime borders and land borders, even including Russia, Mongolia. These are countries we think that they may not be a big risk. But China wants a brawl with everyone. It wants fight with everyone. Why? Because it wants to prove its diplomacy. It wants to prove its strength over these countries. But, actually, that is for the good of the Chinese government. But now just leave that aside, and one thing. Leave that aside. One thing, that China really wants us to be making fun of ourselves. So that's the only thing they're attacking us. You may probably know. Why? Because that is the agenda of the Chinese Communist Party. So you may know well that the Chinese Communist Party is no ordinary government organization or a governmental party. It's the government itself. So now also, when our privacy user data, or when our user privacy is at risk, and there are many things happening around in the world. It has tensions with all of these countries. And also, it is now trying to attack Taiwan and to claim it. You may well know that how did the World War II start if you listen to your social class in your high school. Yeah, so it had started with Germany invading Poland. And now with China invading Taiwan would be same similar scenario, and a World War III would start. So now let me count this. China is interfering in our privacy. Okay. China is interfering with our borders. Cool. China is interfering with the world peace. Cool. And India and China is playing with our health infrastructure. Very cool. India is playing with the pharmaceutical sector. China is playing with our electronic infrastructure. It has almost share in everything. And now it just wants to claim us. Claim the entire Galwan Valley. So let me quote something which Shai Li Jiang had said, who is the foreign ministry spokesperson for China. He had said that India and China will de-escalate the issue through bilateral talks. But the reality in ground is a little different, if not whole. The Chinese troops are deploying rapidly near the Tibetan autonomous region. So, which is not a good thing for India, not to anyone else, not to China. And India, has a first retaliation policy. It had a retaliation policy rather than a first striking policy. So India is ready in for retaliation. Is this a starting of war in Asia? Who knows? But now, you know, if India and China starts war, then it would be inevitable World War III. But will the UN will stop this? UN had been kept for the sole purpose of not making another world war by upkeeping world peace. Well, the United Nations can do that. Can the United Nations can stop this brawl, being a war? I may think definitely not. Why? Please stay tuned. I'll be making an episode today or tomorrow on this thing, and I'll be explaining why. Thank you.